Hello, this is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. Uh, and just one moment. Just bear with me for a second. Uh, Good to be on a Friday night. Um, I know that I said that I will have a weekly Thursday show, but I figured that Friday might be a better spot, so we're gonna try it on Friday. But anyway, for those of you that are tuning in, and coming in. Thank you for joining us, and we should have a very interesting conversation, or you know, hopefully, I will be able to do an interesting show for you guys tonight. So, anyway, as you come in, please hit the like button on the video, and like I said, let me just get a couple of minutes here. So I hope everyone has had a safe week. Um, Everything, with the pandemic still going on. Yeah, that's still going on, and um, this pandemic is really telling of how we run things in our country over here. Seeing that most of the countries that have gone through the pandemic already have gotten back to normalcy. Um, whether that's all the way true or not, I just know what's going on in the United States of America. Things haven't been handled very well, and we're still in a situation that I had confidence that we as a country should have been out of. But because of I guess, our management, so to speak, we're not out of it yet. So anyway, I hope that everybody out there is staying safe, and if you've been impacted, you or your loved ones, just I wish everyone well, and I wish everyone the best. So, yeah, tonight I'm the voter. Yes, I'm the voter, and I know I said this on this channel several times. I'm from Montgomery, Alabama. That was the epicenter of the Montgomery bus boycott uh, of the civil rights movement, and we pay quite a bit of homage to rights such as our right to vote and our right to live as human beings without the fear of being attacked randomly. But the more things change, the more things stay the same. Well, we did eventually get our right to vote with the Voting Rights Act. Um, but we have some of us, and this is the thing. When you talk about this subject of voting, we seem to be a very splintered people. You know what I'm saying? We have the eldest of us, and who I like to regard as the sensible ones, as the ones that feel like that we should exercise our right to vote. We do have that other crowd that feel like that they're not going to get up and waste their time, and and go to the voting booth because they feel like their vote doesn't matter anyway. And yeah, I did a video a couple years ago expressing my sentiment for people who were like that, that felt like that, "Ooh, stuck my chest out. I ain't voting, this system, we know all about the system, you know. But my whole thing is about voting is that too many people died for it. There's too many people died for it, and it was senseless violence. It was needless death, and I feel like when I don't exercise that right, I feel like those people sacrifice themselves for nothing. And that's really like stepping on their memory. And I don't exactly appreciate it when others say, "Hey, you know what? I have fuck vote and I ain't using my right to vote." No, man, no, nobody want to hear that. Nobody want to hear that. I would prefer that someone like that would keep that to themselves. That's like being very critical and saying some conspiracy stuff about 911 around someone who lives in New York. I've seen that before. I've seen someone say something real smart and real smug about 911 to a guy. I mean, not, I mean, a guy that was there who was the actual resident of New York at the time heard this person and went through the roof. So that taught me a lesson right there. I mean, granted, I wasn't the one that was being a jerk that day because, people died. People died that day. So it's like this saying something critical about 911 or, trying to demoralize the experience of people who were up there. That's just like, saying something like fuck voting around me, regardless of how you feel about the system. Because one thing that I have learned is that, that saying about the devil, about the biggest trick that he played was convincing the world that he did not exist. That's how I feel about people who don't vote. It's like it seems like every time people don't go out and vote, everyone else always gets what they want. But see, we're deep in it right now. So there are things that we have to do to get things back on track. My suggestion to everyone always is to try to fortify locally, push some local officials. See who's running for sheriff. See who's running for city councilman. People like that. If you don't like the candidates, put a candidate you want in place. That's what we need to do. Is like these like back and forths that I've been seeing about the presidential election, and I have my opinions about that kind of thing too. And to me, it's like I've seen some pretty bad matchups, like Reagan and Mundale. I mean, it's like I'm Reagan and Mundale. Oh, I'm gonna put it to y'all like that. But wow, it's like it is. I don't get it. I'm not. It it's like Trump or the choices are very poor, but they're so poor that people are willing to go through extremes just to make sure that their guy gets it. And it's like I don't think that's fair, to the voters, to the American people, to give them two choices like that. I mean, my choice is out. I'll maybe mention that during the broadcast, but it's like damn, and it's like I guess I'm just supposed to roll with it. It's like I gotta vote for one or I gotta vote for the other. Or, I can do what I tell everyone to do and see who else is running. I'm not satisfied with the choices. You know, I'm not necessarily the guy that says, "Oh, we got to get that maniac out of office." I do believe that we do have to get him out of office. But I just, before anything happens, I just want all the facts to come out. Make sure that we are wisely using our votes, making sure they count. Because it's like the thing that I feel like that maybe probably worse than not voting is a wasted vote. you know, why don't we think about things about using our vote? Using our vote. Smart. Using our vote to you know fit our own interests and fit our agenda. because we talk about the other side like that. We talk about them like, oh, y'all always voting against y'all interests. Y'all voting off emotion. You're voting, and it's not right. You're not voting for the right people, and they feel that about us. And some of us are starting to feel that about us. Is that we're voting for emotion? We're voting with emotion. We're not voting for the right people. you know, stuff like that. We're voting against our interests. My thing is like, I'm sick and tired of symbolic victories. I want tangible results now. Everybody wants something for their vote. Everyone does. Nobody wants to keep that a secret. No one. It's just that I want to vote to put the right person in office, but I also want to vote with someone who align with my interests. I don't want to vote just because everyone else in the group gonna do it. And I think that's something that we have a tendency to do as a people. We like, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna get to it in a second because people feel some kind of way about this. And there we go. There's a question: is being Democrat on code for Black people? Like we've adopted this mentality, and when this is not, and in parentheses I said this is not some Blexit rhetoric. Okay, I'm not telling Black people to go leave the Democrats and join the Republicans because I'm the guy that says that they're two sides of the same coin. You know, I think that I think that their interests are their own. I don't think their interests are the people. I don't know. It might be deep down why people like the symbolism so much. They like the way it looks. They don't really necessarily care about how the way it feels. So I'm not, like I said, when I ask this question, I'm not asking it to say why are you guys not Republican, because it's like you're gonna go from a bucket of shit to the ocean of shit. you know that's like me telling you to do that. It's just, I don't want to tell you to do that. I want to tell you to vote who you think is the best person, not because everyone else is doing it. And that has just been something that I've been taught ever since, before I was able to, exercise my right to vote. That we always voted for the Democrat. Mondale, Dukakis, Clinton, Gore, all those guys. Like we were saying, like, yeah, that's the guy. What we're supposed is no questions, no research and policies, and I kind of felt like that with Joe Biden also. Joe Biden. It's not easy to get an answer out of people when you ask them why Joe Biden. I already know the answer. I mean, it's not like I'm a mind reader or anything, but it's like, and it's nothing that you got to go through great pains to prove either. Is we like Barack Obama. We like the guy. We consider Barack Obama one of the greatest presidents of all time. Some of us don't. Some of us don't. Because some of us argue that Barack Obama really didn't do anything for blacks. My question to that is, what did blacks ask Barack Obama for while he was in office? Because everyone that got something asked, even though I felt like the the application for other groups was doing a lot, doing way too much. At least those groups asked. You know, so regardless of what I think, hey, he got his place in history, but he has resonated such a presence with our people that his choice in vice president made that man popular. Nobody knew who Joe Biden was. I didn't know who Joe Biden was till Barack Obama said his name. Do I ultimately think that he's a better choice than Donald Trump? When he's, let's face it, when he is of sound mind, yeah, yeah, he's an experienced politician. Is he good for black people? That's another discussion. I'm not a Trump guy. I'm not a Biden guy either. But the one thing that I don't like when I discuss politics with my people is everybody act like you got to be one or got to be the other. I ask people, look, can I think about it? Can can I give this some thought? I mean, I see the orange haired moron on TV. I see that. That's already been decided. But I felt like there was a better choice. There was a couple. Just mostly all those people were better choices than Joe Biden. Um, shit. Let's think about it. Tulsi Gabbard. Yeah. Elizabeth Warren, maybe. I don't know. Elizabeth Warren kind of flaky. Bernie Sanders, yeah. I mean, agree or disagree. I feel like Bernie was a better choice. But hey, you know what? We got Biden. We got Biden, and this is the guy that we're sending in to defeat Donald Trump. Which, for everybody who thinks they are sensibly, should be an easy victory. But everybody thought that shit with Hillary too. I mean, hell, it's like the whole 2016. It was like, that really right there is like, I was a staunch Democrat up until the Democratic primaries of 2016, and just how everything unfolded, it just made me kind of look at the Democrats like, ugh, yuck. But at the end of the day, I still voted for Hillary Clinton because I just felt like she was the better person for the job. Although I felt like there were better choices beforehand. But, as I watched that TV and I watched Donald Trump's electoral score keep going, it was surreal. It was surreal. I was sick. I was sick that day because I didn't understand. I didn't understand like how that happened. It was just like, uh, I was blown away because I was even not even my thinking, even though I felt like Hillary ran one of the laziest presidential campaigns ever in the history of presidential campaigns. Donald Trump's campaign was chaotic, and some would say it was even anarchic, but it wasn't lazy. I mean, it was goofy, but it wasn't lazy. Like Hillary campaigned like somebody who was going to walk into the White House, and it didn't happen, and it was a shocker. So now we're stuck with trying to get this man out of office, and I don't know if it's going to work. And for those of you who are staunch Democrats, you shouldn't be that comfortable right now. Now, this is not going to be an anti Kamala Harris rant. It's not going to be. It's not going to be. But yeah, it's like there is some anti Kamala Harris sentiment. All right, first off, just I don't know. Is will she be? Is she the person for the job? Did Joe Biden just choosing Kamala Harris? Let's just put it like this: Joe Biden either won the presidency or we got 4 more years of Trump. Now, from the people that I've talked to and things that I've seen people say, is overwhelmingly they think Trump's going in for another 4 years. I said, that are we that hopeless at this point? Hmm. And I'm not talking like it's the end of the world if Trump wins again. And is that even bad for saying? Am I even bad for saying that? Am I even bad for saying that? Because it just doesn't. It doesn't feel like it makes a difference. Shoot, it just doesn't. But we shall see. Come this November, we shall see. Hmm. All right, just one moment. Hmm. All right, plus some visuals here. Just to talk for a second. Let's see. Just bear with me. Man, this computer is so. Man, this computer is slow. You know. Yeah. So let me ask y'all a question. About debating politics, especially on social media. I know people don't make that a big deal or anything, but what is like okay if you like especially with black people, and I don't like to be the guy that wants to beat up on black people, or but I like to talk to us. I like to talk to my people about the kind of things that we do and the kind of things that we say to each other, because a lot of that stuff doesn't make any sense. I mean, I can't tell you how many times, like, just for playing devil's advocate, because I do that quite often, and not saying that's my excuse, but I can't tell you how many times I've got called a Russian bot. And I mean, it's just for having just a different thought process. It's like I'm not one of these people that think that black people are just supposed to agree all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you don't vote Democrat, you ain't black. I've seen people this week even saying that, agreeing with Joe Biden's sentiment, even though there was not Joe Biden's place to say it at all. I was like, wow, are we that much, are we so Democrat that we accept that kind of stuff? See, I can't, I've been called white. I keep telling her I'm black. I'm black, everybody. I don't care how my voice sounds. It doesn't sound white to me. It sounds like somebody who's speaking English. But I don't know. Let me talk about Kamala Harris for a second. And not going with, every internet meme and all this other stuff. And yeah, this look at this. It's like, you know, switching races for victory. That's not cool. That's not good at all. It's like, she Indian, she Asian, is she African American? What is it? It's like if Tiger Woods ran for office, you know, every time he had a victory, would he claim all these races? I'm Cobbling Asian, so I'll claim black when I win the governor. I'll claim Asian when I win the Senate or whatever. But you know, okay, in a nutshell, here's how I feel about this person right here. She lost me when she did this. I mean, it's kind of like, okay, we don't need you to. I mean, I understand that you feel like you have to connect with people in order to win them over. Like, ever since Bill Clinton, everybody's trying to find their saxophone. So I guess she was trying to find her saxophone right here. you know. So she decided to do Wakanda Forever. And it's just like you lose me like that. You're running for president of the United States. I don't try to put the president of the United States in a box. Like, I don't really look forward to a president predicting March Madness, or spending all the White House funds going golfing year round, saying dumb stuff on Twitter. But it's the way this country's going right now. We're looking for someone who wants it to go up. Not somebody that tries to dumb it down. Now, I like the movie Black Panther as much as anyone, seriously, but I don't think it should be brought into politics. To me, that's just like wearing booty shorts in church. I don't know. Call me old fashioned, but it's like you can't find another way to connect besides this. That's telling me right there that you fake. But it's like a lot of people are bothered by her record with black men in the past. A lot of people are bothered by that. They're not going to forget that. When you put people in positions of authority, you want it to be the right people. Now, a lot of people are like, well, vice president, don't make a difference, blah blah blah, and all this, like, and then I say to those people, Dick Cheney, the fuck out of here. You don't think that the vice president has their hands in anything? It's just like we can't catch ourselves just saying anything because people will throw something up and then just destroy it. Shoot. So you don't think that the vice president can't do anything? Just research Dick Cheney a little bit, okay? Whether you're comfortable with Biden's choice or not. Me personally, hey, nobody has an agenda for the black man, so you know, I mean the black family man. I mean, I can't just say the black man because who has to have an agenda for the black man. To be perfectly honest, the black man got to have the agenda for the black man. You know, so yeah, so yeah, that was a little fun one right there because this is how I feel about Democratic voters. Y'all get ready to do that because choices are forced on you, and it's not even good ones. Seriously, and I hate this little image right here probably get at least one unsub or whatever, but it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, the internet. Look at this little dig right here. Errol Weber. Is he Republican? Let me check. Yeah. Yeah, people have been taking shots and digs instead of looking for. But, there's a lot of positive things being said. And, and she has a lot of positive support, going in. But it is like, is it the nail in the coffin? Hmm. uh, Sup, Rogish? How's it going? Hmm. All right. Yeah, just having us a little political discussion. I mean, just talk or expressing my thoughts. A talk will require other parties. So anyway, just shout out. Just basically, just talking about it's just how I grew up, and what kind of code that I was, taught to be on, and why I kind of abandoned that code just to kind of think for myself, not to purposely be an individual, but it's just that I would like to see some results out my politics one day. Seriously, people like my parents, my grandparents, they vote and they vote and they vote, and it's like they're always giving these excuses. Well, it's kind of hard to get it through here and blah blah blah, and we couldn't do it this time, and I'm just ugh. but but a lot of that stuff is our fault. We should be doing the right things as far as our politics anyway. You know, we should be. But there's also that other argument, the shadow world argument. Basically saying that these people aren't elected; they're selected. And I would say one thing that kind of threw me off a while ago was Dave Chappelle's special "Sticks and Stones." He made it a point to mention that the party where all of those celebs were at that he was talking about at the end of the special, Kamala Harris was one of those people. So I was like, yeah, usually before a person blows up with me, I don't watch much media, and I know that for someone that is a YouTuber, and for someone who that's kind of a strong thing to say that I'm not much of a media person, but I do notice little things. And one thing I noticed, people will pop up here and there before they really just. The first person that I saw that was like that was Barack Obama.
You said when you say you talking about fizzling out or what?
No, I'm talking about blowing the fuck up.
Oh, blowing up. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
blowing the fuck up.
Yeah, yeah. He was. I remember when he first ran. I was actually living in Santa Barbara, going to school out there, and that was his first stop on his campaign. And he came to the city college and everything, and they invited everybody out to Oprah's house because she was going to host a party, and it was weird because you never even heard of the dude. You're like, wait a minute, he's running for president. Who is he? And why are you just not hearing about him?
No, no, because it was like for real. I think it was like 2007 because
Hmm.
my grandparents are still living in Coherent. My grandmother watched Oprah Winfrey. Like every time Oprah came on the TV, she was she was on my grandmother's TV. So that's how I first saw Barack Obama.
Right.
Oprah and Gail was sitting with Barack Obama, and Oprah said, this guy Barack Obama is going to be the next president of the United States, and I'd be damned if it didn't happen.
The funny thing is, I had an ex girlfriend in D.C. who gave me the book, "Sins of the Father" or whatever that book was that they say he wrote, and this was like maybe a year before he became the president. Didn't even know who he was or whatever. I never read the book, dog. She gave me she gave me the book. I'm like, this shit look corny. And then lo and behold, this cat become the president next year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's kind of like insert hero kind of deals because how
Exactly.
because how much Bill Clinton you heard before Bill Clinton became president,
You
or
heard you heard you heard a lot about him.
Slick Willie.
Yeah, you heard a lot about Bill Clinton. I mean, as far as popular opinion of him, but you didn't hear anything of his politics.
No, I'm just saying like this storied hero that championed with undefeatable policy and just a
Yeah.
a man of the people. Just you never hear that shit.
No.
Just kind of insert, talk some stuff, capture some crowds,
Right.
captivate some hearts, then boom, president.
Yep. Yep. And then it's a hard law and order move like everybody else.
Hmm. Yeah, but just to see racist people just cringe up and just gnarl to pieces was and I feel like that's one thing that we got to get away from a little bit is the symbolic victories, like the the just to see them get mad. I mean, it's entertaining, but you know how 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 far does that go at the end of the day?
Patrice O'Neill said it best. He said it was crazy seeing white people flip out thinking that the black president is going to do something black for black people.
Yeah.
You know, so like his first address, as soon as he becomes president, he gonna put a bone in his nose and have a nigga playing bongos off to the side or something like that. You
Like,
know what
yeah, he gonna have a dashiki with the golden
I'm
spear,
saying?
and like two lions gonna come out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah, yeah. And they really thought it was the end, but I mean, and it's like, look, he moved more slicker and more Republican than any Republican president did.
oh yeah, I mean, like I did all that complaining and stuff worked out for him anyway.
Hmm.
I was just, yeah, what? But
So
that's our politics. But I guess that's part of being on code.
yeah, so with this the Democrat on code, um, Democrat is like on code for Black people because um, I think I mean okay, I've 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 taken my black pill and understood that the Stockholm syndrome that Black people suffer from is just a little bit stronger than what I'm saying most Black thinkers think it to be. And in that aspect of Democrat, I think whoever was going the lightest with Black people, I think that's where they would have went. You know what I'm saying? When they had good sense, they was voting Republican, um, and had reason for voting Republican. They don't have reason to vote Democrat now, but it seems like it's just cultural tradition. You know,
Mm.
even slaves. If you ever read the slave narratives of like Alabama, Arkansas, Texas, they asked them specific questions, and they always asked them if they voted, and they would respond, "Ah, yeah, I voted the publican ticket."
Mm.
And they knew why they were voting. They were actually politically aware. We're talking 1901, you know what I'm saying, 1989. These are, former slaves. These aren't like high ups in society or nothing like that. So, you know what I'm saying, shift frame to this day. And it's mainly just an aspect to where it's an automatic vote just because they're Democrats. They assume the votes. This is why people like Biden say that ill goofy shit that he said, trying to connect because he can live a reality where he don't connect at all to the people voting for him. You know what I'm saying? And pass off. They pass off hot sauce and dance moves and all kinds of things. So I mean, it's
But
it.
but isn't that an insult to our intelligence automatically though? It's just you can
Of
you,
course, it's an
you can talk to
insult.
us intelligent. You ain't got to do that dumb shit like
Yeah, but you got to
tearing
ask
us.
you got to ask yourself what's a larger percentage population of Black people? Are they in the know to where they would know to even demand that type of respect, or will they accept it on the what I'm saying Breakfast Club side of the game?
Oh,
They talk all intelligently when they were artists and people of industry and everything, but when it comes to the politics, they coon hard. And so it's like, nah, wait a minute, go ahead, keep grilling now. You grill Gucci Mane, why don't you grill Hillary, nigga?
they-
You know what I mean?
man, they be afraid of them folks, man.
You know.
Like I don't know. Maybe they think that these guys are high evolutionaries or something, or they know which they do know a lot of things that we don't. But
Hmm.
it's still at the same time, you're getting the people to vote for you. And,
Right.
that's
Right.
how people win elections, and that's how people lose elections.
Yeah, and the thing is, I can understand the whole, the way the United States does politics is hella gangster, and for them to not push even a little bit of the button, like with this George Floyd, debacle that's going on with the state and everything, a whole bunch of I guess Black people who were like more neutral, they're now expressing a whole lot more blackness. You know what I'm saying now? Saying things that they would have never said, 2-3 years ago, and getting the pass to do so because now to speak against the new activism towards I guess giving blackness a certain kind of worth, a certain kind of political worth, is actually like damaging to one's career now. And so, you know what I'm saying? I guess they riding that wave with it. Um, but they won't do that. They won't do that with those political candidates who wouldn't engage their white constituents as they would their non-white ones.
Mm, mm. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Why do black people give other blacks such a hard time for voting Republican?
Well, that's pure ignorance. That's pure ignorance. I mean,
Mm.
personally, I don't vote, but I do understand a reason of why one would vote Republican. I, I definitely understand that. Um, I think what for real. I really think it's just culture, dog. Our people are so emotionally driven that that it overrides rationale and logic. It's just the same. It's the same thing as the whole church thing. How you can have all these mega churches, like I'm in Texas, right? You got all these mega churches everywhere, but the communities, it's not a reflection of the community. And the church is supposed to be a place where people get their spiritual dosage and understanding, teachings, and education and stuff. But you don't see that reflective in the community. And if you see a church with about 50,000, 60,000 people, it's like, wait a minute, that energy should reflect at least somewhere in the community, other than just that one source. But it doesn't resonate to them to call it into accountability. They don't have to. Is that the reason why they go is so that they get that emotional attachment to it, and the emotional attachment is basically on some slavility. And real talk. And with voting, it's the same thing. Like I talk to my peoples, and they staunch Democrats, and
Mm.
and just listen how black people talk about Trump, right?
Mm. Man,
They,
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. For people who are happy about the Kamala Harris choice, I I immediately go into asking people questions like what are her policies? What is her record? Do you like her because of policies and records? Everybody likes them because everybody likes her because she's not Trump.
yeah.
And their response to me sometimes is, "Do you think Trump care about you?" I was like, "Yeah, he called me the other day, man. He wanted me to loan me his goddamn CD. Like, what?
Yeah.
Why need this man to care about me for?
But that shows you why they approach black people the way that they do.
Why? Like,
It
like,
makes
why?
it makes sense for them to approach. You know what? When I was studying with the Moors, and they was teaching the history with Noble Drew Ali and everything, they would say they said a story of Noble Drew Ali going to the House of Congress, and they're being masonically buried, a Moorish flag, with the red banner and the green star and everything. And um what was it? They said that they granted him access because they said to engage your people as they are now would be like attempting to put pants on a horse.
Oh, okay, you mean like real ass human sized pants
I mean,
on
yeah, you
a
know what I
whole
mean?
ass horse? Like, okay, well,
I mean, yeah, they will put some Jordache on the style, you know what I mean? But but that's the thing. Political wise, or not even political wise, cultural wise, black people are tapped into an over expenditure dwelling within, the emotional realm. And so everything is saturated with it. If you think about it, everything within the black reality is emotionally driven. Politics is emotionally driven. Religion is emotionally driven. Relationships is emotionally driven, as opposed to being something that's associated with community, building with others. You know what I'm saying? Economics for us is emotionally driven. I ain't finna buy from that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Just whatever. It's all emotion. And for the black people that can actually think, you know what I'm saying, left brain with some things, um, unfortunately, it seems to be a very, very large minority because you don't, you really, I don't know about the youngsters. Maybe the youngsters, generation that are after X, or I don't know, millennials. I don't think millennials suffer from that. Do you think so?
So, millennials do suffer from something. I don't want to. I don't. I don't want to go into insulting them too much. I mean, because I'm a guy that feels like we all need each other to an extent. But
Well, definitely, definitely, I agree. I definitely agree.
yeah, but I would think millennials probably be more closer to the independent thinker choice. Just as each individual generation goes by, who and I'm sorry to say this, are annoyed by us old people.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
That's us now. That's us now.
yeah. They're a bit detached because I talk to people that's older than me about politics,
Definitely
and you put out all these facts about Joe Biden, including his current state. You
right.
know, about his mind going bad, and they're like they brush it off about his past record. All of a sudden people can change.
We
It's
got to get rid of Trump. We got to get rid of Trump.
I didn't heard that so many times out here, cuz
that's the number one thing that people are saying. We have to get rid of Trump.
it's disgusting because it is, and that's the reason why I like him being in there. Him being there shows you just how sleep people rather be. It shows you just how unaccountable people really, really are because he forces accountability with his lack of accountability.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I say it all the time. If you look at the dude, people say he lying. He's not lying. He just don't believe what he's told to say. You can tell he don't believe what he's saying. It don't mean that is his lie that he's sharing. It's just that he doesn't look invested in none of the stuff that he talks about.
Let me
So
let me tell you about Orange Hair.
yeah,
Orange Hair is the product of the system that put him in office.
exactly.
Yes, anything that he's done in
Homegrown.
the past
Hmm.
is because he was allowed those privileges and
Right.
advantages by policies that were put in place by our government.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Agreed. Agreed.
so be mad at the man if you want. Hell, blame that government.
But see, that's my thing. What makes him so easily blamable to people who say that they even got a slight semblance of understanding politics? Nobody's saying they got to be a scientist or whatever, but but for people to have the type of vitriol that they have for this dude is great because I mean, at first I'm thinking that I didn't know why they would choose him, but now I know why they would choose him because he's going to do whatever he's told to do. Some presidents would I think some presidents have a little bit more integrity. No, this cat is going to do whatever Congress says. Yeah, but this is what we finna do, and we finna pad your pockets. And he's been a tycoon since 12. So it's like, how is he not going to move for whatever his better interest is?
Yeah, like keeping Citizens United in place.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like that stimulus package that actually was a stimulus for the super rich.
Oh God, that was fell for that hook, line, and sinker, right?
Yeah.
And the second one's supposed to be passed out. So I wonder how much they're going to give big business this time.
Yeah.
Good night. But it's also with him being there personally. All right, this is how I put it. Right. Okay. So Bush was in there before, and I was in the military when Bush was in there, and I voted then only because I was peer pressured to vote. Um, I don't really believe in the process, whatever. But they said, all right, who you vote for? I'm like, I don't vote. Well, no, you should have voted here. Who you vote for? They're like, you might well vote for Bush because he's gonna we're gonna get a pay increase with Bush. So I was like 18, like, all right, yeah, all right, we'll vote for Bush, whatever. And then, his stint goes how it goes, 9/11 and all that. Then Barack gets in. So I figured, okay, things have gotten so bad to where it's almost like they gotta wipe the palette of the world so they can present this new, you know, image of America. The way they'll be permitted right back, pleasantly into the areas where they were not that they weren't invited, but weren't really overly welcomed during Bush's reign. And so you got Obama. He gets people back into place. He's the symbolic gesture. He's actually, we'll say he's the black president, but he mixed. He 50-50. So it's like, nah, dog. He's a mixed president.
Oh yeah. I'm glad you said that, but I'm gonna get to that black mix in a minute.
Yeah, yeah. So with that, based off of the surface level of it, all countries that has melanated people within it, they're going to instantly be a lot more opening. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot more open based off of that. And the fact that, okay, now they can say that, oh, well, America has changed its ways, for these 8 years or whatever. America has changed its ways. America, this is the new America where, well, even a black man can be president. That's why they kept pushing that and pushing it, because America is a product to the world. People don't understand that. America is a product. It sells culture. And it sells culture in the form of, consumerism, capitalism, whatever. The United States is a corporation and America is the product. And so with Bush in there, they weren't able to, market the product as well as they could with Obama. Obama gave them a fresh new face for the corporation. It is what it is. Now, and they was able to buy some time. I think they were buying some time with this, whatever. And so now comes Trump. Okay, Trump is in there, and white folks feel how they feel about Obama, and they're gonna get, and they're making it this white black thing, as opposed to the money grab for large corporations, and the fact that this dude is clearly a puppet. There's no and this is why how I wonder how people get angry and mad at him. He's clearly a puppet, but he's great to be there because he shows you just how idiotic the large percent of the public actually is.
Mm.
He shows you him being there shows you how the people get fleeced every single year, how they fleece themselves, how it would be dumb to turn down that 80% black woman attendance church money. You know what I'm saying? Everybody get mad at the preachers and the pastors, and it's like, well, hold up, man. These cats is getting, you know what I'm saying? They getting some of that hoo-ha, and they getting money, and they getting prestige. And I mean, come on, who gonna turn that down? If the public is sheep to that degree, somebody's gonna fleece them.
Mm.
Somebody gonna fleece them.
Well, isn't that in a way called capitalism?
Yeah. Yeah. Conveniently present, right?
Yeah. You think that's why everybody was against socialism? People didn't even know what socialism was, being against socialism. They took the Fox News definition.
Oh.
But yeah, let's talk about black and mixed.
Yeah.
Wow. It's like when Joe Biden chose Kamala Harris as his running mate, she all of a sudden became the first black woman to,
Yeah.
Mhm. Let me show you something, Rogish.
Yeah.
Let me show you something real quick. Let me not that. Yeah, that right there.
California, Kamala Harris becomes first Indian American U.S. Senator. Okay, this is 2016. Okay, all right, so she's Indian American then. Okay,
Yeah.
well, hold up. And her daddy Jamaican.
Yeah, her dad is Jamaican, but I wanted to get on people about that one too. It's like y'all everybody time y'all thinking about some old dark skinned dude with dirty dreads with a big old 12-foot joint and shit, smoking on the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's one thing people don't understand about Jamaica, though, because, you know, Jamaica is actually, uh, a country all unto itself, with various people, from all over the world going there, actually speaking patois. Like I done met some Chinese people that spoke patois, like yard style, and it's like, damn, really, like that. And then it gets you that, okay, wait a minute, the whole thing with marketing with Jamaica is, I mean, it's primarily, what I'm saying, black folk there, um but the culture of Jamaica is so dense in of itself. And so you can't just assume that, oh, okay, everybody in Jamaica is, what I'm saying, Negro or whatever. You know what I mean? They got Filipinos, Chinese, what I'm saying? They got some pilgrims there, all speaking patois, you know?
Yeah, they just use us for everything.
Dude, we're the best marketing mascot ever presented in existence. You can sell soap, tires, toothpaste, liquor,
Bad
cotton.
fast food.
You know what I'm saying? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, right? You know what I mean? Just own it. Put a nigger there. That'll
Yeah,
sell.
we're like marijuana. We're a very diverse material.
Oh, for real. That's that melanin, though, cuz. For real. That's the
And
that's
that
the messed
melanin.
up part. That's the messed up part, because it actually does what melanin actually does. So it's like,
Yeah,
okay, double-edged sword.
yeah, yeah. And we're the ones that don't seem to be able to capitalize fully off our own image.
And that's the sad part.
But everybody else who has a little bit in them,
Yeah.
they can't. And
Mm.
this is one of the examples right here.
Hmm.
And then the people who really really like this choice, they acting like damn she damn Lupita Nyong'o complexion.
Oh, but okay,
They're
so
like she black. Look at that kinky hair right there. That's what they saying on the internet.
they're like, yo, she passing. You know what
See, man.
I mean? She passing. But yeah, okay. So if you look at the chess move of it, though, it's a real good chess move. It's a Hail Mary, but um it's a good call on a Hail Mary, because with women, women are gender loyal. Well, typically, I guess they wasn't with Hillary.
Well, let's talk about the little elephant in the room on that one.
Yeah.
Um, White women tell black women they're gender loyal,
Yeah.
but are race loyal.
Yeah. And black women.
Black women tell everyone that they're race loyal,
Yeah.
but they're gender loyal.
Yeah.
So that's how that goes right there.
Mm,
Now you see this little virtue signaling on the screen right here.
right.
For real though.
Don't be so woke
Huh.
to point out a black woman is more important than you reflecting a racist sexist idiot.
It's like, damn. Do you want to cut your dick off, or you want to blow your dick up? Like, it's like, come on.
That's
Those
crazy.
are the two choices you got right now. It's ridiculous.
The world
Uh,
is stage.
and I mean, like, and then it's like this. It's like this. If Biden wins, I'm not gonna feel like the world's come to an end, because I know what's gonna happen. Biden ain't gonna wake up one day and boom, there you go.
Well, I don't think that, even if, let's say that, let's say Biden did win, right?
Yeah.
Um, I and I think, Congress. I think they want Trump in, but let's say that he did win. Um, it's really going to set some stuff off, and I don't think that that the state really wants that, because these Trump supporters, they would actually go ham. They would actually go ham, and you know what I'm saying, like start something, and it'll be even worse. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, that's just a disorder that they probably wouldn't be able to quell. So, one, this bet that is a best bet to keep him in there. Two, you know, so he'll continue, the game as scheduled, and things things will continue at, for them as they have been. Did you see the new wealth report that they put out for all these billionaires? Like, you know what I'm saying, dude from Amazon, he didn't got an extra, what, like 60 billion in 4 months, 4 or 5 months. Look, they try to keep all that going, man. They're trying to keep all that going. If Biden get in, then he's going to have to do some placation, and I don't think they're really worried about placating anymore.
Hmm.
Yeah, this was hilarious. This was
Yeah.
very well done too.
Oh yeah, the artwork was cool.
Yeah, yeah.
But people don't really see the funniest part about this little comic strip right here.
Okay.
The fact that Biden is being carried off by the druids.
Yeah.
He got all this power, but he still got to be carried off.
Like, yeah, then you just absorb somebody's black force, not their life force, but they black force. You know what I mean? That is
And
funny.
what would you think of that though? Do you think he just jumped up? You think he just got a little bit overexcited, or he got all into the whole Trump is racist, blah blah blah. Black people are voting for someone that is racist. You think he got a little overzealous?
Nah, not in that regard. What I think it was that, okay, you've been around pilgrims that don't really be around black people like that. And so when they do get around black people, it's almost a novelty for them. And I think that basically, him being at home, being relaxed or whatever, he felt more at ease to try some of that, that novelty, goofy pilgrim shit. And saying, you don't vote for me, you black. I've actually encountered, like, the last cat I worked with at this chiropractic clinic out here. If you first met him, you would think that he was racist, right? You would definitely think that he was racist. But I've seen him talk to old white women. They give him that same, WTF face that somebody black would have gave him for saying something, saying something off-brand black. It wasn't racist. It was just so culturally insensitive, to the point to where you like, wait a minute, this dude he's socially an idiot. You know what I mean? And I think with Biden, I think that's what it was. I think it was one of those moments where you could tell he's never around black people. He don't know how to be comfortable around black people. So he's going to try some goofy shit to, to throw something out there that he think we can relate to. And to him, it didn't even register with him that, okay, say you do want to say something along that vein. What you're saying now in the black ear is going to be received as uncut. You want to cut the shit a little bit, right? It's like he didn't even think about it. He had one or two or three different versions of what he wanted to say. He just went with the first thing. It's like, nah, keep the context, but change the wording. And then, so if you're going to try how to be, your humor and shit. Like, I've done stand up, and in stand up, you got to learn how to read the crowd, right? And you got to also know you got to also know what to deliver and when to deliver in an aspect of maintaining the connection with the crowd. So you might want to say something that be like, saying way off the cuff. Are you saying it off the cuff because it's off the cuff, and it's going to be some, saying, like an icebreaker, an ice shocker, or do you want to say something to that context, but not in those words, so that it doesn't hit as hard? It might hit a little bit, a little bit later, maybe not as hard, but still get a good, decent laugh or whatever. I don't think these politicians, but I don't think him in his political stance, I don't think he operates like that. And you could tell basically he's not comfortable around black people. He wasn't even comfortable talking to Charlemagne, cuz through the video, nigga. He wasn't even no other black people around him, man.
Who was comfortable talking to black people though?
Who that?
Bernie.
Dude, yeah, man. Shit, Bernie ain't had no hesitation in his get up, man. Not at all, friend. You know,
Yeah, yeah, but hey, let me ask you a question. You remember when Biden was I guess people got upset with him because I guess he was addressing black people and was talking about the way government and politics were going. And then
okay.
he said he all of a sudden just blurted this out. He said, they want to put y'all back in chains.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm like, God damn. Who is y'all? Who is y'all?
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
Dude, he just awkward around. The dude just awkward around us.
but again, this is the goodness with it, man. With Trump,
Yeah.
with him, it just exposes everything, and it puts the ball of accountability back in the people's corner. And you can see when the people when they get the ball in their hand and they don't just drop it, they just say, nah, fuck it, I ain't finna deal with it. But it's like, wait a minute, you have some responsibility to your political status other than just, you know what I'm saying, selecting that slot. You are obligated to know a certain level of politics about how your nation operates. That's not from being American. That's from being a citizen, you know what I'm saying, of a society. Who the hell is going to live within a society completely ignorant? I can understand a little bit ignorant, but completely ignorant of how it operates. So that means you're just as the whole Margaret Sanger shit, useless eater. You're just a consumer, as they say that you are. And so they come at people as if they're fucking useless eaters. Like, oh, okay, well, I don't have to relate politically to them. So how can I relate to them? Oh, okay. Well, what's the new Cardi B song like? My daughter's listening to that, and okay, I'm going to a radio hip hop show. So all right, what's the hip hop now? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
what's the hip hop?
hey, somebody get Don Chaney the top 10, whatever. And so I mean, it really shows you that there definitely are two Americas, or maybe even three or four Americas.
Hey man, I had a little joke for this picture, but I was like, I was gonna be like that's Kamala Harris, but that would have made her too young. But
For real. You know what? Hold up. Southeast Dusty say, peace, YouTube slipping on these notifications. Real talk, dog. I didn't even get your shit until you was like 25 minutes into it. And I got the bell going and subscribed and all that.
oh, okay, yeah, this is yeah. I mean, it happens. Just that all depends on me too. So I mean, I'm not gonna read it yet as they're not getting my notifications out there because I've heard several YouTubers already say that.
Yeah.
That people they're not getting people saying that they're not getting notifications for this channel or that channel. We just got to get enough people watching. That's all there is to it, and
Yeah.
that's a role within itself. I've seen to have gotten the edited video part down,
Mhm.
which
Mhm.
I actually come to enjoy doing.
Yeah.
But like I was telling, I was having a conversation I think with Donnie the other day. I'm like, I want the streaming part too.
Yeah.
I want both.
Yeah.
This is how this channel. This is how the world ends when this channel gets both streaming and edited content. Going. So yeah, that's just about all. Now, talk about somebody that's awkward. I had to get this screenshot just for this reason right here. This one's by Tariq Nasheed. It was like Kamala Harris was on the Breakfast Club and said while she was in college, she smoked weed and listened to Snoop and Tupac. Snoop and Pac didn't release records until 91, 92. Kamala graduated from college in 1986.
So even she ain't used to being around black people then.
Anything to try to connect, any
Mm.
BS to try to connect, and you ain't gotta be like that. This is
No.
this is what throws me off about people when they have to do stuff like that. It's like, be yourself. You know,
Oh,
don't come to me with a Kango with your arms folded and stuff. You know, leaning to the side. You ain't got to do that. You know, just tell me what your plan is for whatever job you're trying to do, and we'll be okay after that.
what black constituency group do you think they approach as they would, one of those town hall meetings or something?
Hmm.
Is there one? Because it ain't the church. It's not. It's not the church. It definitely ain't the youth. I mean, well, Bernie was kicking the rail to the youth. Um, but it ain't the church. It usually ain't the youth. I mean, what other circles are there? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how they do on the college circuit. You know what I'm saying? If they stop at the universities and how they speak to the university, if they only talk to them about tuition fees or some shit like that, or if they actually get real with them.
Hmm.
But it's always surface factors of the popular culture element within black reality. It's never anything like essential. Like I didn't know.
People want to feel good, man. We
They
just want
do.
to feel
Yeah.
good. We
Yeah.
don't we don't want to know what's going to move us forward. We just want to feel good about. We want to be in the moment, and that's it. Is sad. I really wish we weren't like this because it's like everyone else ain't like this. They know what it takes to get their communities moving forward.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn. And so, okay, so you got to ask yourself, what's the incentive for it to change? You know what I'm saying? What is the incentive? What is the incentive?
We almost had that with George Floyd, but
Uh,
yeah, but what
in what way? In what way?
we almost had that because we had the world sentiment.
Yeah.
But what happened with that is the little gender nonsense slowly chipped away at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, okay, it's like, do you really know how many police killings are up in the air right now?
That's ever since George Floyd. I think it's about 140.
Yes, you know how many. So you know how many people being ignored.
And you and
You
you
know,
know how
and
many
I'm
of
not.
them is actually suffocations? It's like 30 of them is suffocation.
Hmm.
And so I mean, it's God, I've actually stopped talking about the whole police thing, man, because I read something the other day that that really like hit home with me. Um, they did I think it was a Atlanta Black Star or something like that. They did a Gallup poll and compared it from one that they did the year before and the year before that, and it showed that about 90% of black people, they still want the current police presence in their or law enforcement to be taken care of by the current police setup, as opposed to having an option of training and hiring those from within the community that already have an established value of the people and the culture and everything within it. They rather just deal with the state, and the negligence of the state, as opposed to that accountability. And
What were they thinking when they voted in this poll?
you know what it is? I think I personally, I think they asked a lot of baby boomers because that's the generation that as Patrice O'Neill said, police. He said cops said to police property, protect property. Now I got property, so I don't hate police like I used to. So in that aspect, the boomers, they got the most amount of property. You know what I'm saying? And in the aspect of having their little piece of the American pie, however they define it as, they're comfortable with that, and what I'm saying, seek to maintain that, which I understand it. But in an aspect of the respect for your culture, the respect for your community. I think what it is that people are individualizing it to just their own residence, and as long as their residence is cool, it's like okay, what if it happens to be a move situation where they're attacking one residence, but then they permitted the whole neighborhood to be burnt up.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And the other neighbors didn't have nothing to do with it. And they could have put the fire out, but they didn't put the fire out. They let a whole neighborhood burn after you done already done stormed the one house that you was, what I'm saying, trying to get to. So what about the other innocent people on the side? The state said fuck it. You know?
Okay. Also, let me put this out here real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do understand that it is a shame that the cops who killed Breonna Taylor have not been arrested yet. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But okay, all right. So okay, so we're happy that Kamala Harris is now the vice presidential running mate, a strong black woman, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. A whole family passing.
Yes. Yeah. Look at that. Look at those melanated individuals right there. Yeah.
All right. So the son, the daughter, I could see a little bit of Kamala's mama in the daughter, but in the son,
Nah.
he looked like he arrived to the marriage with the dude.
Nah. That didn't even come out of her. That looked like Opie Cunningham just showed up.
Nah. And the daughter whiter than everybody. This is a
Good
trip.
Lord. Like, but see, this is the thing. This is why I say that women got it easier a little bit. Nobody seems to care about this. I'm not asking anyone to care.
Right.
I'm not so by showing anyone this, but it's just that black women always manage to get away with this. They always do. Their reputations are never messed with. No one's calling them a coon, a sellout. None of that shit.
Right.
None of them.
Right.
It's like shit. You got people on social media still posting pictures of Donald Glover with his baby mama.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They still posted them pics, man. And I'm sitting up there like, what the fuck does it matter? And it's like, I'm not showing people this because it matters to me. I'm showing this to make the point. Is this like, okay, if you're gonna treat this like, okay, it doesn't matter, love is love. Treat the black men like love is love, then it's love across the board.
Nah.
I mean, not everybody doesn't agree with it. Everybody doesn't agree with it.
Look, what do they really expect Donald Glover to have a sister? I mean, I can understand. I mean, if there's some cat.
I mean, yeah. Once. Look. Let me put you like this. Once they get money, yeah, they do expect a man to have a sister. Once they get money, and then at the end of the day, it's about the money anyway.
Yes, that's all it is. It's not really. And that's the messed up part. It's not even really about the individual. Because if you paid attention to the individual, you would know that he's not going to be with a sister. You could tell when he first started doing comedy. You see the type of comedy he's doing. It's like, oh damn, dog, you doing, what I'm saying, all pilgrim rooms. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say, what's homie name? What's homie from Chicago? With the glasses, he do the dry weed humor. He got Cosby. You know what I'm saying, snatched up. What his name is?
You talking about? I know who you talking about. Hannibal Buress.
Hannibal Buress. Yeah.
Yeah. You talking about Hannibal Buress?
Like, even if he gets a white chick, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't be surprised. Even though he's from Chicago, black part of Chicago, all that, I would not be surprised if he got a white chick, because you can see how you can see how he rolls, and the type of energy that he put out for his content.
I will say this about Hannibal Buress. There was this show named Broad City. Mm-hmm. I used to sit. Me and my wife used to sit and watch it.
Right.
Hannibal Buress, about two white girls. Hannibal Buress used to be one of the boyfriends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's already matched up like that on TV.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So it only makes sense. I didn't know they were still trying to call out Glover. Wow, but they won't call her out. Yeah, and you know what? You really been seeing it everywhere. Possible first black woman VP, and it's like, what?
people like say for instance, people like Eve, she can come in and out of the community anytime she wants.
Yeah.
Say whatever she wants, make a little comment, and go back to her white life.
Yeah, look like the maid of her household.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying treat these women poorly.
Mm-mm.
I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying, hey, cast them out of community, because really, honestly, the problem with Kamala is what she's done,
Right.
not who she's married to. Her policies, the way she carried herself when she was DA, the whole Oscar Grant thing.
Yeah.
That's their problem with her.
I mean, they gave that one. They get a pig just a year.
Yeah.
They get a pig a year, maybe, and he did a little bit less than that.
And I probably wouldn't even call that a prison sentence. That man probably was cushed up in there.
Oh, the feds had him on watch.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like this. Let me ask you this. So, does it make a difference who wins this election? Will it make a difference for black people?
Me personally, I'm hoping Trump wins again. Personally, for real, because I'm for real, because I need this. I need this mirror. I need this defaulted mirror that everybody's forced to look at to stay up, because we know what it's like when people get comfortable. People would have got, if Hillary would have got in, they would have got really really comfortable, and I'm glad that people are uncomfortable. They need to be uncomfortable, because you get tired of the sheeple shit. You get tired of using just basic rationale and logic and engaging folk, and you going over their head. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh wow, that's deep. It's like, nah, it's not deep. Just think about it.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing about my parents. They'll talk about how tense things were back then,
Right.
but everybody was on like a real code.
Yeah.
It wasn't none of this shit that we see today. It was,
The Montgomery bus boycott shows you everything you need to know about being on code.
yeah. I was speaking about the Montgomery bus boycott earlier.
Yeah.
Just how we don't get on code for things like that, and sometimes that, even though I feel like the current state of my city as far as the black part
Yeah.
is very questionable and it's hurting right now, is like it's a deep heritage to me. That's why voting is important to me. Voting,
Yeah.
you don't do it,
Right.
but I do,
Well,
because
no. I can understand it, because, like I said, it's heritage, and
it,
and I mean, you from where you from?
I'm from Montgomery, Alabama.
You from Montgomery? Okay, yeah, you're from Montgomery. There you go. So
Yes.
it's in the culture. It's in the cultural identity of the people in the community. It's like y'all
Yeah.
y'all
You
invested.
know, and
Yeah,
then
you
like
actually got invested.
when people speak poorly of it, like,
Mhm.
I understand people have their feelings about it, but when they overplay it and they overplay it,
Yeah.
I liken it to trying to demoralize the experience of 911 around the New Yorker,
Mm,
because like I actually saw that happen.
yeah.
It's like, I'm in a workplace and people are just around talking, and then somebody blurts out something like, well, 911 wasn't really all that, blah, blah, blah. And she said it around a person who was there that day
Mm,
in 911. He said he wasn't even too far from where the Twin Towers were.
right.
Like, he could feel the ground shaking.
Right.
Like he said, everybody was scared. They didn't know whether they were going to be living or dead by the end of the day. And he went off on her.
Mm.
And
I can imagine.
yeah, and I can understand.
Mhm.
So, I do like, okay, I'm not going to condemn your position for
Yeah.
not voting, but,
Right.
I would always implore for someone who gets overly, just this fuck voting, blah blah blah. Try to understand where I'm coming from.
The only reason I don't is because personally I don't really believe in the system altogether like that. So it ain't nothing against voting. It's
Yeah.
just more along the line of where I individually resonate as far as like uh, uh judging the system or assessing the system, that the case may be. Now the whole local thing, I mean, I'm learning, in my later years, as far as local voting. Yeah, is you you can see the effects of your choice and your selection. A lot more swiftly, a lot more realistically. And I actually thought about I actually thought about running a couple of times for locals. Since I've been in grassroots organizations forever and always, even since as a child, been on this let's restore the community thing, let's restore, you know uh relations, social relations. Like ever since I was a little kid, I've always been trying to see what I could do to restore the social relations between black men and black women. But I didn't know that it went as far back as it did. I just knew as a child, I'm like, wow, man, it's something about the girls, they don't like us even when we're nice. And you got an understanding of what it meant to be a gentleman. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how they was trying to raise you in the 80s, they're trying
Oh
to
yeah.
they're trying to punk you out. But I had Max in my family, so what I'm saying. They like,
Yeah,
oh.
yeah, yeah. You were raised back then to you had to take a little degradation in order to get to the finish line.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You had to try hard to get a quarter of the result when it came to that. And you didn't mind it because the I guess the prize is worth it, the juice is worth the squeeze or
I,
whatever. And that's what they taught us. But
yeah.
lately, even if you do that, you get treated the opposite of what you try to do.
Oh
You
yeah.
know?
Oh yeah, yeah. Because it is the value of a good man, the value of a basic good man has been eroded.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and that's what Kevin Samuel be talking about all the time. These women, you know what I'm saying? The expectation is so damn high. It's like, nah, chick, you basic, get you a basic person, and then y'all live in above basic existence, building with one another or whatever. But yeah, that's gone. That's the one thing I noticed going overseas and interacting with the women overseas. It's not just an aspect of it being easier. It's more along the line to where you don't have to overdo nothing. You don't have to overbe anything. These women receive you, as is, and they swoon and as they're supposed to. You know what I mean?
Mm. Well, I think that what happened over here is a lot of the effects of indoctrinated media.
Oh, that was the key result. My main one question was how and why was the white woman's word so valuable to black women? You know what I'm saying? Like how did the white woman's word get to be that valuable?
Yeah, that's the one thing that that was always strange to me.
Yeah.
It is. I guess when Gloria Steinem and Dorothy Pittman Hughes got in that picture and said that womanhood forever, fist pump. Then that was a signal to the
Mm.
rest of them. I don't. Shit, what was their problem?
Don't
It's
know.
like I was born in '76, so
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, I came in and the shit was just gaining momentum with
Right.
the talk shows and all that stuff. Like,
Right.
these guys mentioned the talk shows, the talk shows, the talk shows. That shit actually happened. I actually watched that stuff.
Wow. So all right. So in '76 was the whole black man ain't shit thing. Was that like up and running as much as it was like in '84?
In '76, I was a baby.
No,
You know,
no,
it was the end of '76. So,
no, but I'm just assuming that you definitely had done some research in your life. You know what I'm saying about that time
it
period.
seemed to me, yeah. I've done some research. I'm pretty close to it. No,
Yeah.
it was more about like trying to hold on to whatever black love was.
Ah,
In the
okay.
'70s,
Yeah, yeah,
afro to afro,
yeah,
just this beautiful black woman, strong black man holding hands, walking into the sun,
yeah,
having beautiful black babies, stuff like that. The '80s and the '90s, that's where, like, especially the beginning of the '90s, that's where it really, really, really broke down.
mm,
It's just like mainstream media. Everybody had a TV in the home,
hmm.
and we just became slaves to the idiot box.
Damn.
Whatever that TV put out, we pretty much listened to. And it was a sad thing. It was a sad thing, especially like with technology increasing and the release of the first video game systems. And I play video games.
Yeah, yeah,
I play video games, but you know, I don't. I never really even like became one of those champion players. I just like to play them because they were fun.
yeah.
But once that kind of came in, it took people away from the outside. And just after you get through playing the video games, turn on, watch the TV, and whatever image is put in front of you, that's
Yeah,
what it was.
yeah,
That's what it was. They always gave us the cool image, the
yeah,
party image.
yeah,
While white folks, they always got the business image,
yeah.
the taking care of shit image.
Right. Authority.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing was like they've been working to bust up the black relationship for a long, long time through the use of TV shows. Like a lot of mama shows came out. That's My Mama. Good Times was originally supposed to be single mother kids.
So was.
What's Happening? I think it was based on Cooley High. Uh, then you had Give Me a Break. You had the big woman, the big tough mammy mama.
Mammy.
Yeah, you had that.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, it was like that. I think I mentioned That's My Mama. That was
Yeah.
another son in and out of trouble.
Yeah.
Single mother. They've been working to bust up the black family thing for a long, long time. I might do a video about Good Times. And I know that many people have heard about the story of Good Times and all
Right.
this other stuff. But I just want to talk about it and get in depth to it because that, like, TV and the media really had a horrible effect on us.
Yeah. Yeah. Big time. Big time. And it really shows you how starved for attention black people actually was, or not even starved for attention, how much they craved non-black attention.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about two clothing items that were out back then,
Yeah.
and you about know which one of the clothing items that came out in the '80s
Okay.
that people were like they were getting stabbed for. This was before all the shooting started.
Bomber jacket.
No, not the bomber jacket. Not the bomber jacket. The Michael Jackson jacket.
Oh yeah. The Michael Jackson, the beaded jacket.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
all the zippers and the leather and the chain mails all over the damn jacket.
Yeah, man.
Man, I remember one kid came to school talking about the kid jumped on me, beat me up, and stole my Michael Jackson jacket.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
The other piece of clothing was Jordans.
Oh, I actually did a paper on that back in like fourth grade. You know what I'm saying? We used to always have to do like a book report or whatever. And so I read the newspaper, and that's when it really hit me, because at the time we was living in California, and it was a death sentence to have anything Chicago. It was a death sentence to have anything Starter. Yeah, I mean, think about it. Cass was walking around with the triple fat goose on Southern California, huh, homie? You know how you seen the triple fat goose, right?
Nah.
Okay, basically it's one of them football coats that they wear on the side when it get cold. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
But
and people was walking around with triple fat goose coats on, starter jackets in Southern California with Bulls, Kings, and Raider shit on it. And if you, yeah, it was almost as bad as people still, you know what I'm saying, Dayton's or something.
yeah, let me tell you something about the Los Angeles Raiders. I wasn't allowed to wear any of their paraphernalia when I was going to the ninth grade into the
Yeah,
10th. Like I was like that was gang paraphernalia, and
in Alabama.
in Alabama. And the reason why it was gang paraphernalia because of stupid motherfucker. I'm sorry, because because NWA.
Ah,
The gangster disciples who started a chapter in Montgomery, Alabama, decided that that was going to be their uniform.
oh, word.
Yeah,
Okay.
they were going to wear Los Angeles Raiders stuff.
Wow. I,
Yeah,
I remember GD's Rockin' Raiders stuff. I remember that.
yeah, and I wanted a Raiders hat so bad because I was one of those kids. Oh, trend, yay! I want to be cool.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I'll admit to being that way when I was 13.
Yeah.
you, you
You
know,
know,
but I just know my parents, nah. You finna be getting beat up by kids, and then
yeah.
I end up getting beat up anyway. Like that's how it was, man. I was a private school kid going to public school for the
Mm.
first time ever, and I already really didn't fit in with the private school kids. So imagine me and the public school kids.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You was fodder. You was food.
Wow.
They was on
And
you.
and I was what? I was just scraping 5 feet.
Oh man.
Just scraping 100 pounds, boy. I was a very easy target.
Learn that kung fu, man.
Yeah,
Learn
yeah.
that kung fu. But that okay, okay. So all this leads me to ask this question. I've been asking for years. How long can hold on, I'm drinking Shiner Bock over here. I got a burp. Yeah, excuse me. How long do you think our people can exist in such a culture state and have it not become, I guess a permanent fixture of how value is assessed? I mean, because there's nothing. I mean, the I, well, we'll say it was pro black. What would you call that era? In '90s, the golden era of hip hop when everybody was trying to rock, say African medallions and all that. How would you describe that?
Conscious error.
Okay, the conscious era. Okay, yeah. So the conscious era, that was, what I'm saying, burgeoning and pushing forward to into, a greater, higher qualitative future. But what I'm saying, once gangster rap came out, the value shifted again, and they shifted back to the whole material thing. We was getting off of that material shit, but it shifted back to it, and it's been on it ever since. And it's actually, what I'm saying, it's on steroids now. So what is to bring, what I'm saying, the contrary into value? I mean, Cardi B. That right there shows you in an aspect of that high materialism, and the fact that you have, what I'm saying, grown women who are, much older than her, supposed to be much more mature than her, giving her props. And it's like, wait a minute, y'all know she pushing whole shit. So now you got to ask all these so-called, what I'm saying, respectable women, how much do y'all really crave to do whole shit then? And can you be honest about it?
They're
If
not. They're not going to be honest about anything that makes them look their image look any kind of bad. They're not going to be honest about it. That's number one. Number two, that's that girl code shit. They
yeah.
they they're seeing it as sexual liberation, and it's like it's how do you and honestly, like to me, how do you see it as sexual about how do you see it as sexual liberation if you're still dependent on how you're able to get over on men?
Yeah, yeah. A white
Yeah.
woman told me, so I'm gonna
Oh
do
yeah,
this.
yeah, 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 yeah,
But see,
yeah. I'm gonna say this again. I'm gonna say this again. I'm gonna say this again. White women. Uh, now how did I put it? I mean, it's something like white women. They tell they just tell. Okay, I forgot it. Fuck it.
no,
Shit.
we'll go back and look for it. But yeah,
Yeah, we'll go
yeah,
back and look for it.
I remember what you
Yeah,
said. But
it was profound. I'll put
yeah, yeah, definitely.
it was profound.
But okay, but okay. So with that, that's the sad part because I think personally, I think all of it is it's a natural maladaptation to our history, right? There's a reason why the sex drive is so as high up as it is. I mean, shit, we were we're bred for 200 plus years, so I mean, damn, what do you think is going to happen with the understanding of intimacy with the people that's been bred? You're going to have some issues, right? But the thing is, people don't want to tackle those issues. Um, and I think all of that come from that the horrorism, what I'm saying, molestation, incest, what I'm saying, homosexuality, the overt sexual conquest type of thing. All those are maladaptations due to us having a distorted intimacy perspective. But no, if nobody owns up to it, then you can't correct it. Is what I'm saying? And things like Cardi B is she received as being a powerful, positive, what I'm saying, woman figure.
Yeah, which I don't get how a person that's positive that has admitted to drugging and violating dudes. I mean, how could that be a powerful woman figure?
That leads us to ask another question.
Hmm.
How just how intact is the integrity of our women? And do we wish to measure it in its actuality, you know, and then make whatever adjustments need to be made, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about an aspect of solution. I'm just talking about an aspect of just navigation. My thing is if hoism is becoming the theme, you can't continue to be a gentleman. You
No,
can't
not at all.
no, you can't because hoes eat gentlemen. They see them as squares. So you have to make the proper adjustment.
I,
They won't even acknowledge that it's hoe shit though. So it's like, all right, when I come at you in my protection and and chiefly for my benefit, as you're supposed to do with hoes, um, now they take offense as if they're just your regular run of the mill woman. Is the hoe the new regular run of the mill woman?
I would say I'm gonna say no.
I
They're trying to make it that way.
yeah.
They're trying. I don't think that all the women have completely flipped, but
No, not all.
if it keeps going like this, it,
Uh,
it's gonna make a flip.
and you mentioned what media did for the 80s and 90s. Now this is women who didn't have constant access to media in the form of a hand computer. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, little device as they
Yeah.
call it. Hey, and also let me put it to you like this: how much of that is actually the brother's fault?
Oh, I would say about maybe I would give us about maybe 35 to 40. I would
35 to 40%.
give us 30. I give us 35 to 40. Yeah.
Okay, okay. You saying that even after all of the OnlyFans patrons and the guys that go to strip clubs? the trick ass mark ass tricks.
Skid
You know,
back, scallywag.
scallywags. Yeah, yeah, them guys, them
Yeah.
guys, because they say that we have an enabling culture, basically. That hoes wouldn't be hoes if it wasn't for the fact that men enable these hoes.
Uh, nah, it's the other way around. They the one who make the market.
Mm,
They make the market. As Biggie said, you can make all the gangster shit you want to, but if you don't make no songs for women, you're gonna be broke.
mm,
They make the market. So if and that's it, and you come back to the accountability. They're supposed to have a certain type of integrity about themselves because they're really supposed to be thinking in the aspect of mother and wives,
mm,
but the programming that they're under actually erodes the value of such,
mm,
and so they're left with the only other thing that they have is reproduction, but they're not reproducing, but they're doing the reproduction act,
mm,
and now have value associated with the image that goes toward it, like the whole looking sexy thing. What do women do to look sexy nowadays? Because everything that they wear is fucking sexy now. Tight pants, tight tops. Things are revealing. Oh, I got this tattoo on my thigh, so I'm gonna roll the pant leg all the way up here, and it's like everything is sexy. So it's like, what is sexy now?
yeah, they're not leaving much for the imagination. Like,
No, no, and
like in a world full of yeses, what's a no?
you know what I'm saying? And in traditional black man understanding of that reality, that is what hoes do. If you walk around looking like you about to go sell a little bit of hoo-ha, you're going to be engaged with as if you're a hoe. You're going to have hoes value projected. You look as if you're projecting whole value, so you're going to be interacted with as if you have whole value.
Let's say if you wear the uniform.
It is what it is. But the
Hey,
sad
but you know what though? A lot. Some people will call that victim blaming.
They can call it whatever they want to. Look. They can make up all black girl magic, black girl power, and everything. Okay, so you mean to tell me that y'all diving into this super whole shit ain't causing super whole power? Y'all don't think that the imagery that y'all are projecting as that currently projecting as having value is actually like enhancing itself. I mean, this is the thing. They want to be weak when they want to be weak, but we'll preach strength 24/7. I'm strong. I'm strong. Strong black woman. Strong. You hear it all the time. Strong. Okay, but in some areas where y'all weak, you don't need to be. So how about what I'm saying, we get some integrity in those areas where the strength is actually needed. A lot of times they talk about I'm strong. You don't need to be strong in the area that you're strong in.
Yeah, but you got people like Taraji trying to tear down that narrative though.
Yeah. Trying to sound that negative. What you mean, huh?
Yeah, narrative that she damn perpetuated her damn self, an image that through her roles and through the way she present. Like, I mean, I like she cool when she presents herself publicly, but mainly the roles that she played
Oh yeah.
presented that.
Yeah, there you go. And if they embrace ratchetness, which they do, so it's like you come right back to the integrity argument. And a question I always ask women is understand that black men can't hold you accountable. We understand that. What do y'all do to hold each other accountable? Or is there something within your sisterhood?
Literally nothing. And any woman that comes forward and says anything about a woman that's viciously attacked.
But see, that's the thing with brothers, even cats who we might not know. Um, everyone is permitted, a check. You know what I'm saying? That comes with the brotherhood of being a man, especially being a black man. Um, if something is off, there is something that's innate within us that's going to speak to it or bring an understanding of it. Even if it's something that's light to say that hey man, is everything cool with that? Everything straight with that? Right? To us, that's an aspect of wait a minute, something's off. Take a look at it. They won't even do that with each other. They will actually let each other fall. Like women friends will actually watch another woman friend failing and permit her to fall because she don't want to be a part of business or tell her yada yada yada. And I don't know no dude who got male friends and brothers and their brothers will permit them to slip. I don't know
Yeah, yeah,
nobody, no dude, no none of my brothers will ever permit me to slip. They called me out to
dude.
this.
My brother, like my brothers, like in my circle, we'll roast each other to get each other straight.
Yeah, yeah,
Like it's like we're like leave them feelings at the door.
for real,
Like and this like I said this is and I've said this in the past. This is a standard that I don't mind having at all.
no, because it keeps me 100.
Yeah.
It keeps me 100, and the thing is, nobody sees everything about themselves. Nobody sees everything about themselves. So if somebody tell me they see something about me that's off, I'm not going to believe them right off the bat, but I'm gonna show enough take a look because they could be telling the truth. And
Mm.
if they is, yo, appreciate that. Let me tighten this up. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Niggas shining 100% now instead of, 92% or whatever.
Yeah, because your friends tell you the truth.
Yeah, they supposed to, but with women, I've noticed that they don't tell each other the truth. That's not tradition for them to tell each other the truth. It's tradition for them to play politics, and
Yeah.
they tell them what makes them feel good.
Oh, vagina. I call it vagina politics. No, serious. Seriously. 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 Too many conversations have gotten derailed based on the notion of gender. If okay, if somebody fuck up, should it matter what gender they are?
No,
Why should you defend that? We don't as men defend bullshit. We don't.
no, fix the
We don't.
fuck up.
Like 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 I'm not like I'm saying if brother going around getting everybody pregnant, brother should control his dick
Exactly.
or get a chastity belt or get fucking sterilized. Get
It's snipped, dog.
get them snips. Get them snips, bro. Stop doing that to these women, dude. Like
Yeah.
damn.
You making us look bad, cuz.
But if I say like oh chicken head around here, she dropping babies, not raising them, and little snip in here trying to break in folks' houses and take the good china. Don't get mad because I ain't mentioned old boy
Mhm,
again.
mhm, mhm.
Don't get mad. I'm like because it's like damn. Stupidity comes in both genders, and according to the Society of Social Justice, all genders.
So
You
all 62 of them.
yeah, well, however many. Not not the two I grew up with. And really, it's three if you have the person that just happened to be born with both. I
Yeah.
mean, they call that hermaphrodite, and
Yeah,
them people couldn't help themselves. But
that's it. Their
all that
parents
other,
drink some dirty water or something. You know what I'm
yeah, all that new shit. No, man, I. It's like you can feel how you want, but I feel like people like Fallon Fox, they're POS people. So
saying? Yeah.
so you can get the fuck out my face with that shit. It's like as long as I don't bother you, as long as you don't bother me, we'll be straight. But don't try to force me to feel a certain way about certain things.
Right. So okay, so take it okay, so take it back to black women, take it back to politics, take it back to the type of politics that our people receive, I'm saying that surface level bullshit. Take it to black women dealing with the churches. Um our community, we can call it that, um, has had tradition of primarily being about some feeling shit, right? The women are primarily about feeling to start out with, based off of their gender principle, but also on their mental principle. They're social conditioned to be only about those feelings and only be about good feelings. So in an aspect of and when you see how they socialize, they're actually socialized to dwell in illusion. You know what I'm saying? Fake hair, fake nails, fake boobs, fake butt, fake eyelashes.
Perfect
Uh,
world scenario.
you know what I mean? So the thing is, they're rooted in illusion. They're rooted in things that make them feel good. In the church, amongst themselves, of how they, how they socialize themselves, how they interact with themselves. Even their closest friends is not really going to receive, an absolute truth from them. Um, I would think that it's kind of arrogant a little bit on our behalf to actually try to call them into a certain kind of accountability, from a, I guess from a pleasant type of aspect, as if that's what they've been dwelling with and they just been holding it back. You know what I'm saying?
So,
If
so, so what are you
if
talking about? Surmounting the insurmountable?
Yeah, you know what I mean. The thing is, maybe there's a reason why the whole shit is getting as big as it is. Maybe it's supposed to get to the point to where it starts, culminating itself, just all out in the open and shit like that. Because if you think about it, they dealing with whatever they've been dealing with as far as their history been in this nation, and the where they place themselves in an aspect of dealing with integrity, there's nothing really, you know what I'm saying, there's nothing really established amongst them for them to even choose a charity, for them to have to choose integrity. As you see what Dr. Tia Johnson put out there, in an aspect of how, was it 3 out of 4 pregnancy, you know what I'm saying, pregnancy tests, not pregnancy tests, but paternal tests prove that the father ain't the father, right? So that speaks to some looseness. That speaks to it speaks to a devaluement of a man's perspective of reality and being a good man. I'm telling you, all this to really show you that that there's a reason why this whole energy is picking up and what I'm saying, pinnacling, pinnacling as it is right now. And maybe we just don't want to accept, the reality of it.
Mm, mm, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's damn sure being forced right now. Whether we want to accept it or not, it's here.
Is there,
Yeah.
and there's not much incentive for it to go the other route. The whole conscious movement with it. I mean, really, the whole conscious community, they're kind of saturated in that shit too. You know what I'm saying? And the whole goddess movement, and their goddess, it's like, all right, well, yeah, you're a goddess, but why everything got to be, you
But
know?
that started with that started with that slut walk shit though.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. There you go. Slut walk. That's. Hmm. It's like, what do sluts do? Okay. Sluts like to do whole shit. It's just that they don't do it for money.
I think all that's for money, man. I think all of it has some kind of monetary end.
I think what is more. I think it's more of a distorted self esteem more than the whole money thing, because it's like, um, amongst their own, female constituents, they're able to actually receive some form of value and praise that feeds them. Like, they don't need it from men no more. You know what I'm saying? If a dude is presenting some money, then okay, yeah, you know what I'm saying. You got the access, but other than that, is ain't really much access other than feeding their ego, and their friends feed their ego. The state feeds their ego.
I mean, everyone does. I mean,
Yeah.
you're not leaving them much
Fast
room.
dudes feel they feed their ego. So it's so in the aspect of politics, it really don't make sense to actually go at them, on some seriousness type of thing. And black people as a whole, if you're dealing with certain levels of emotionalism, yeah, would you being in if you didn't have to put yourself in the shoes of one of these, political folks. If you didn't have to go through all the rigmarole, would you do so? Would you take the lesser route?
Who wouldn't?
Thank you. Thank you.
Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? Let's keep it real. You can take that high and mighty position all you want, but who wouldn't?
Thank you. I gotta work. I go, baby, work this hard. Shit. Yes, go ahead. Let's go to a barbecue. Let me kiss a couple of babies, rub a couple of dogs behind the ears or something, smile, play a harmonica. You know what I'm saying? Do the electric slide. I want
I
to.
mean, for real, if I don't have to read you a research paper full of all these big words every time,
Yeah.
you goddamn right. Seriously, seriously,
Real talk.
seriously. But Rogish, I'm about to bring this to an end, man. I mean, it is.
Respect, man. Respect.
Yeah. The conversation was pretty good. I do appreciate you coming up. Just once again another broadcast where I don't, want anybody to. I'm not trying to change minds.
Right.
I'm just trying to get people to think.
True that.
You know, just think first, and a lot of times we just don't think. So I mean, just who was that said that? Erica Badu, think while it's legal.
No, that was Eddie Griffin.
Oh, Eddie Griffin.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said
Well,
he said think it ain't illegal yet, but they
uh,
working on it.
oh yeah, they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. If they could have George Orwell's 1984 all over this place, they would.
It's coming. It's here, but it's coming in overt form
Yeah, I
soon
think
enough.
they just need. I just think they need some older, more woke minds to die first before they actually can pull it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's it for me. Yeah, I was what I was saying. Like, I think I said this. I don't know if I didn't say it. I was doing a weekly Thursday, but I decided to change it to Friday.
Okay.
So like I said, hopefully it builds up soon.
Well, I mean, I see the channel growing, and that's probably one of the reasons why, what I'm saying, the issues are now coming. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh,
you didn't hit over your 1K mark. So
so yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and I got yellow. That I got yellow dollar signs all over the place. Which means,
I
it
hear you on
means
that.
yeah, which means that I may have to start watching what I say a little bit. But at the same time, I mean, like it's like I don't do it, for that. I
Yeah.
mean, and I mean, if this could be my bread and butter, it would be. I just kind of do this,
Yeah.
but everything's a learning. Every,
Already. Already. Well, hey,
every
thanks for the hospitality as always, and
word,
loan me
word.
of the habitual line steppers.
Definitely, what's up.
Yes,
So,
sir.
all right, Rogish, appreciate man, and appreciate everyone for tuning in this time, and join me next time. And I'm sure that the subject matter will be as interesting as always. So, just like, share, subscribe, and Kev, we trust. Long live the habitual line steppers. Goodbye.